Fine. I will see how to create the locations. So we can see all the responsibilities whatever we assign to this user, right? So now to create the locations, whatever the multi-org structure we are discussing, locations creations, okay, business group creation, these are all the definitions we can do from HRMS, human resources responsibility. We have option to create from HRMS. If not from HRMS, we can create from inventory responsibility also. That means the organizations, whatever you create, it can be business group or operating unit or inventory organization. This is all we call as organization units. These all are part of organization only, right? When we are going to maintain organization related information in the system, the same organization information we are going to classify and we are going to maintain. So this all you can treat as organization units. Whatever the unit you create, simply there is a function called as organizations. With the organization function, you can create all these type of organization. Okay, first we'll go and create the location. So first you open this responsibility. It's responding. Let me reconnect. Okay, just click on any one of the submenu and click on any one of the function. Okay, we want to open the HRMS responsibility. That's it. So take the task name as create location. Take the task as create location, and take application name as HRMS, or you can say just HR, human resources. Take application name as HRMS. And now take the navigation. Then HRMS navigation is work structures, locations. Okay, navigation is work structures, location. Okay. Just double click to open the location creation form. Here you can give the location. So I'll give the location as Hyderabad. So I'm trying with this Hyderabad. The same name might be existed already, since this is vision instance which we are using for testing. Right? Let's try with this. If it is okay, or else we'll change. Okay, that name is not existed. Okay, Hyderabad. This is just identification name. Okay. Fine. So here address style. We are going to create the location for which country? India. For each country there will be separate address style. If you take US, there will be country, county, state, city, and when you take India, this address style is different. Country to country, the address format The style will be different. Accordingly, Oracle is providing all the address styles within the system. They already given all the address style, means formats to maintain the address, which information we have to capture as a key information as per the hierarchy what every country will have in terms of address. So now here address style we have to select as India. Select, just you can type here, or else you can select from LOV. Okay, all address styles we have within this LOV. You know, just you can type the name and tab out. It will ask us to provide the detailed information. Okay, so you can type or select from LOV, address style as India. Now it's opening. For India, what are the address style we have, that is opening. Now you can enter this information. So flat number and all, you can just provide some information. Basically here will be just entering complete company registration information. Basically this address we may use for BZ, business group. Okay, city Hyderabad, state, here we don't have Telangana in this environment. Okay, no issues. Okay, that this is how just we have to provide the complete postal address when you are creating the location. The same way you can create multiple locations. Say okay, and to save it. That's all. Okay, say okay and save it. So already Hyderabad is existed. It is showing. So Hyderabad is there. Location description is Vision Hyderabad office. This you don't need to take. This system will take by default. Okay, when you are working on relevant concepts, supply related, we can understand this. Okay. System is very slow today. Okay, we'll just save and close. Done. We created location. The same way you can create multiple locations if you want. Okay. Okay, there is a small issue with this saving option with this location, but you are clear on that, right? How to create the okay, it will be working in the lab environment. Whatever the instance I'm using and whatever you are practicing, those two are different. Here the location is not working. If I say yes, it is not saving. There is some problem with this form related issue we have. Anyway, you are clear on how to create the location. Just give the location name and you just select the address style, then system will open the pop-up window. There provide the complete information to save it. Done. Over. Okay, after creating the location, now we can create the business group. Take the task name as create business group. Task name is create business group. What do you mean by business group? To maintain the employees information. Okay, that's what we have to understand. But reality, when we are working, the HRMS people will take care of it. Within that business group, they'll be creating a number of HR organizations to manage the employees separately. Which employees are working for which business and which operation, they'll be dealing accordingly. But the overall, like multi-org point of view, simple point we have to understand. Business group is the one where we can maintain the employees information. Within the business group, how they'll be classifying and maintaining, that is the solution will be given by HRMS consultants. Okay, but now let's try to understand with the help of business group we can maintain the employees information. Okay, so location already we created. Now we are going to create the business group. When we are creating the business group, we'll be using the same location. Okay, we'll be using the same location. So task name is create business group. Okay, take the navigation. Navigation is work structures. Navigation is work structures. Organizations. Organization description. Work structures. Organization description. Okay, work structures, organization description. work structures, organization, description. Okay, when you are working in real time here, whatever the organization, whatever the business group will create, that will be the first one. By default, Oracle will provide one default name. By default, in the fresh instance, when you are working real time, there won't be any sample business groups. There will be only one business group called as setup business group. Remember that. Okay, just as a some predefined value Oracle is providing. Generally, we don't use this. We'll be creating our own. If you want to create, you can use it. If you want to use this, you can use how. Just here in the place of setup, you can give your business group name. Then here you can select your location. And already Oracle given organization classifications and all that. You don't need to do that. Again, inside we have to do some setups and all. Anyway, if you understand how to create, that will be easy for you. When you are working real time also, you don't need to use it. Ignore it. Whatever Oracle is giving, you have to ignore. You will create your own with respect to name and other information also will be understanding now. Okay, just for information I'm telling, the fresh instance or in fresh environment we will be having only one business group. That is nothing but setup business group. Generally we don't use it. Okay, so that is the point we have to understand. But in this instance you can find many business groups. Reason this is vision instance. Okay, that's all. So navigation is work structures, organization, description. Okay, so take this navigation. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create new business group, right? Click on new, take all the points, click on new tab, click on new. So here we have to give the business group name. We'll give the name as we are using call free, right? Call free. So for which country this business group, that country name also you can write. Call free India. Say business group. This is how you can write the name. Here you can provide what we are creating, business group, right? So type is business group. If you have type which is predefined, you can use it. Otherwise you can create and you can select from this list. That you can create through lookups. That is a separate concept we'll be discussing, but it's not mandatory. If you have like value which is equal to that same name, business group, that you can select. Type with B, you can say yes, the name is there. Okay, the types, all these are predefined values which Oracle will provide. You can say this is a seeded value, right? Which Oracle is providing, all are seeded. Along with that, think just now we don't have a value called as business group, but we can, there is a separate concept called as lookups. You can go there and there you can add the type as business group. When you are creating the business group, you can select here. That's how we can do it. Okay, but anyway, now we have, you can select it. Select type as business group. Think, just remember, there is no functionality behind this type. It's just for information. Just for information. It's not like if you select type as a business group, it will behave accordingly. No, there is no functionality. There is no control because we are selecting the type as business group. Okay. So here location. Which location we have to give? Business group is always registration address, corporate office address, whatever. So we created as a Hyderabad. We created, but we didn't save it since there is some issue with the location, right? The same issue we have with the legal entity address creation time also, right? In this instance, there is some issue with the location definition. No issues. We understood how to create it. Okay. I'm giving the location as Hyderabad and tab out. It will fetch the detail address. So this is already predefined one. Since this is a visual instance, Oracle created this address that we are using. No issues. You know how to create. When you are practicing in the lab, you can do the same. Done. Select location, automatically system will default the detail address. Done. Now okay, we given the name and we selected type, but type is not mandatory, it's optional. And we have to provide the location. Even you see the location field is optional, but there are some cases where we don't need locations. Take simple example, when you are creating the item master inventory. Item master inventory, location is mandatory, required? No, because that is virtual one. To support that kind of cases, they given location field as optional. But whatever you are creating based on that, you should select if it is really required. Now in case of BZ, Yes, that is a physical, like office, corporate office address we have to select. So even field is optional, you should select as a mandatory as per the definition. Okay, done. Now after completing this, what we have to do is we have to select organization classification. So to select organization classification, whatever the information you entered, you have to save it. Otherwise, it won't accept. See here, I'll try to select organization classification. It is giving the message, you must save your work before you can continue. Okay. So after giving the name and location, what we have to do, we have to save it. Just save it. Done. We saved it. Okay, fine. So save. Now what we created, business group. Who can understand this? We can understand, but not system. For system point of view, we can read it. Call free India business group. You can read it, but system cannot read. System will identify this is just test certain characters. That's all. For we have to make the system also to understand as this is business group, so that accordingly it will behave. The functionality will be working in the system environment. We have to make the system to understand this is as a business group. So for that reason, what we have to do is here you have to select organization classification. Whatever the organization classification you select, based on that, system will understand what you are creating. Okay, here you can select organization classification as a business group. Those all are predefined. So here we discussed, when you select type as business group, there is no functionality for that, just for display information. But here if you select organization classification as a business group, beyond that there is functionality, Oracle written programming. If anybody is selecting for any definition, if somebody is selecting this as a business group, within the system the definition should behave in such a way where it will be supporting relevant process and all. Okay, so here select organization classification as a business group. You can select from LOV, or else you can type, it will fetch. Okay, we have to select some other classifications also. When we are working, when those are really required, at that time we'll just come back to the same definition we'll be adding. Okay, so select organization classification as business group, because we are creating business group only, right? Now we have to enable it. Select classification as a business group, then just enable the checkbox and save it. Okay, so now within the business group we'll maintain the employees information, right? Not only employees, just we will be maintaining the employees, now permanent employees, contract employees. Some people will be applying for jobs, applicants, right? All the information will be maintaining. When we are maintaining all the information, take simple example, we are maintaining the employees information. When we are maintaining the employee information, the organization, definitely for everyone we have to assign some job, right? We have to identify each and every employee, what job they'll be performing, what is the position for them in the organization as per their experience or some other criteria, other base, and we have to provide some grades if applicable. So if you look at any organization, they'll be managing all this information. So what are the different jobs they have in their company, what are the different positions they have, and what are the different grades, and what are the competencies the employee has, the skill set the employee is expert in, which is skill, that we simply call as competence. All the information they have to maintain. Whenever they hire the employee, whenever they take some employee, immediately they will be specifying this employee will be performing so and so job, and this is the job for, this is the position for this employee. This employee will falls under so and so grade. Okay, grade. And again some other information also, this employee is expertised in this skill. That's it. All the information they have to assign to each and every employee. They have to assign to each and every employee. So when you're recording the transaction, to select company, department, account, location, etc., what we did, we maintained all the information. We maintained all the information with the help of, what? HR. Come on, like, see, my question is, okay, or else the point is, when we are recording the transaction, to capture the transaction is belongs to which company, department, account. to capture the every transaction that belongs to which company, department, and account, what we predefined. We created chart of accounts, right? We created chart of accounts, all the information we maintain. When we are recording the transaction, we are selecting and we are creating the transaction, right? So at the time of transaction only we require which company, which department, which account. But we are not creating when we are creating transaction, right? One time we created as a part of chart of accounts by using accounting flexfield or accounting key flexfield we created, so that we take it as a part of primary ledger whenever we are recording the transaction we are using. So that means to create the chart of accounts, what we did, we created structure. Okay, I mean to maintain this information we created chart of account structure. To create the chart of account structure we used accounting key flex field. With the help of accounting key flex field we created chart of account structure. With the help of that we maintained all the company's departments and all. In the same way, HRMS point of view, the jobs are key information. Finance point of view, chart of account is key information. HRMS point of view, very key information is jobs and competencies and what I can say, positions, grades. Okay, this certain information is very key information. That means for every employee they have to specify the employees belong to which job, which position, which competencies, and their salary related, payroll related structures, costing, how much they are paying to each and every employee. These elements they have to specify to each and every employee. That means to maintain the company, department, account information, however we create a structure by using the accounting key flex field. In the same way, to maintain the jobs, they'll create one structure. All the jobs they'll maintain within that structure. To maintain all the positions, they'll create one structure. They'll maintain all the positions within that. To maintain all the competencies, they'll create the structure. They'll maintain all the competencies. So that means they'll be predefined. They'll be keeping ready, so that whenever they are creating the employee, quickly they can select relevant information. That's how they can complete the employee creations. Okay, clear, right? So we'll see detail level, just high level information. Okay, we created business group. Now what we have to do is click on others tab. Click on others tab. Okay, just click on others tab. Click on others tab. So here we have to select business group info. Means we have to set business group information. Okay, select this option. Select business group info. That is the first one. That is a mandatory one out of all the options. See here. How can you say it's a mandatory? Star mark, asterisk mark. Okay. So click on others. It will list out this all the options. You select first one, then say okay. Take all the points. Click on others. Select business group info. Then say okay. Now system will open business group info form. Simple form. See the same you can see as a field name, right? Business group info. Now place the cursor in business group info field. Take the point. Place cursor in business group info field. Place cursor in business group info field. Place cursor in business group info field. Now this is information we have to provide as a business group info. So the first field we'll discuss first. We'll fill all this. Okay. So short name for our BZ. LC call free BZ. Short name. Employee number generation. Already discussed. This is all about business group. Within the business group, we'll maintain the employees information, right? When we are creating employees within this business group, how you want to generate the numbering? You want to generate automatically, or else you want to enter manual numbering. Okay. Or else we have other options also, that depending on country and all. See, one is automatic, other one is manual. The third one is use national identifier number. For which country you are implementing, for that country, for each and every person. Okay, so the national identifier number is available that number we may use as a employee ID, employee number. Okay, general practice would be automatic. Okay, select automatic. Within this business group, if you create any employee, the number should get generated by system automatically. Okay, and other field is applicant number generation. Okay, the people will apply for jobs, right? So that information also we have to maintain in the system, saying that how many people applied. So count that applicants, people will be applying for jobs, right? So that applicant number also, how you want to generate, you can set up. That is also say automatic. Next field is contingent worker number generation, nothing but contract employee. When you are hiring the contract employee, when you are creating the contract employee in the system, how you want to follow the numbering, say automatic. Generally you see automatic numbering only for any number generation. GL, which flex field we have? Accounting key flex field, right? Accounting key flex field. In the same way, okay, for HRMS and payroll, there are two separate applications, HRMS and payroll. For these two applications, we have 6 key flex fields. We have six key flex fields. Those are the 6. We know in GL, accounting key flex field, right? So for HR and payroll, we have 6 flex fields. Those are grade flex field, group flex field, job flex field, costing flex field, position flex field, and competence flex field. So by using these 6 flex fields, what happens is they will maintain the key information. Okay, what information? If the company is following the concept called as grades, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, or grade A or grade B, right? So grading system for the employees, they'll maintain all the grades by creating the grade flex field structure. They'll create we created our accounting key flex field structure, right? Chart of account structure. The same way they can create on structure. Within that they'll maintain all the grades. Okay, that structure we have to select here. And like in the same way, group. If they want to group the people based on certain criteria, or based on their experience or qualification or some nation, okay, so whatever, if they need this kind of feature, for that we have a group flex field. By using group flex field, we can create the group flex field structure and a job. So definitely for every employee we have to assign the job. To maintain what are the different jobs they have in their organization, they have to create job flex field structure, and all the jobs can be maintained. When you are creating employees, simply you can select the job for the respective employee. The same way, costing means it's all about the payroll. When you are making the payment to employee, when you say payslip, you know payslip, right? Within the payslip you'll be having the different elements, right? Components. Okay, so that kind of payroll related salaries information, if you want to capture for each employee how much you are paying, the relevant information whatever you want to capture, so accordingly you can use the costing flex field structure. Okay, just to capture the cost related to employees. And position flex field structure means to capture the position for the employee. Before that we have to maintain all the positions in the system. We have a flex field called as position flex field. Within this position flex field, we will create the position flex field structure. How we created accounting key flex field chart of account structure? By creating the segments. We created segments, we created value sets, we created values, right? The same way here also you can do that. The position flex field structure also you can create the multiple segments. How many segments? I'll be showing. We'll be working on that also. Okay, so we'll be creating the segments and we will be listing out all the positions. That's all. Okay, under company segment, company values, in the same way under position segment, position values. That's all. So competence flex field structure. Okay, this is also just related to people skills. The employees who are working, the employees are belongs to which skills within their company they are working, they are running their business respective to which competence. Okay, which skills. Accordingly, all they will be creating whenever they hire the employees falls into which competence they will be assigning. Accordingly, that will be easy for them to track. Tomorrow, if they want to know how many financial functional consultants are there, if they don't assign the competence called as Oracle Financials, how easily they can filter the employees. No, that's how that filtration purpose this will be useful. All this for filtration and to give some benefits, to decide certain salaries or etc. There are many other points to understand. This will be useful. It's all about classification of the employees, to give benefits accordingly, to give the assignments accordingly, to manage the information accordingly. Many benefits they can get out of this. But thing is, we no need to worry about all those things. We no need to create anything when we are working real time also. Okay, when you are working real time also, we don't need to create anything. For the 6 flex fields, okay, 6 key flex fields you can call key only, but display name would be grade flex field. In the same way, accounting key flex field display name is accounting flex field, right? So here always you should understand key also there, but they don't give as a display name. So the 6 structures will be created by HRMS consultant. HRMS consultant. When we are creating the business group, just we have to select those names. Okay, here you can select. Okay, since this is a vision instance, if you click on this grade, you will be finding many. But remember, when you are working, you don't find many. You may have only one. If you are implementing for one country, if you are implementing for multiple countries, you may have multiple structures which are created for each respective country. That's it. But here you can see many. Okay, but since we are practicing, I suggest you to go with this relevant names, whatever I am going to select. When you are practicing also, just select the same names. Okay, when you are working real time, anyway, the consultant, HRMS consultant will be creating. Once you click on the LOV, the same you can see, the same we have to select. So select structure name. See here, structure name also they given grade flex field. Okay, otherwise they can write grade flex field structure, right? The name also they given. For our chart of accounts, what name we given? Chart of accounts, what name we given earlier, previous? HCL accounting flex field we given like that, right? Okay, HCL we given, but here they given just very generic name, grade flex field. That's it. So this is structure name. Anyway, when we are going to create employee, before we go and create employee, I'll show you certain things which we have to understand, because basically we require job and position to test this process of P2P and all. At that time we'll be creating our own jobs and positions. At that time just I'll open these structures and I'll show you. Okay, so it will be more detailed for you to understand. Okay, now select for grade flex field structure, select as a grade flexi field. For group flex field structure, group means we will be grouping whom? People. So people, so structure name they given as a people group flex field. Job flex field structure name is job flex field only. Costing. Okay, cost allocation, this you can take cost allocation flex field. And position, take position flex field. We can create if you require, we can create, but we are not going to implement HRMS application, right? So we don't need to focus on this. The people who are learning or who are working, definitely they have to focus on this very detailed level. Okay, so here competence. So here you can select competence flex field. Just make a note, when you are practicing you can do the same. Here we no need to focus, but we are doing all these setups to understand very detailed level. That's all. How the multi-org configuration can be done. But when you are doing the multi-org, we no need to understand each and every point which is a part of multi-org. When it's related to finance, yes, we have to focus on that. But that is related to HRMS or inventory purchasing. But let's try to understand how to do it. Okay, that's all. That information will be enough for us. And here we have to select legislation code. Legislation code is nothing but this business group belongs to which country? The country code. Okay, select country code, country name, India. Okay, legislative code is nothing but country name. In this country, what is the functional currency? INR. And optionally, you can provide physical year start. In this country, when physical year start, and what should be the minimum working age for the employees in this organization, and maximum working age. You can set some controls. Okay, so this is how we have to set up business group information. Okay, you should remember all these points. How to set up, how to create the business group. If I ask that question, you should be able to answer. We'll give the business group name, we'll provide the location, and we have to give the classification as business group. Okay, you don't need to say we have to enable save and all. Okay, we have to provide the classification as business group, then we have to give the business group information. Okay, what information you have to provide? If you go to detail level, you have to say you have to give the business short name for business group. You have to set employee number, contingent worker, and applicant number generation, whether automatic or manual. Then you have to say you have to select the structures for six flex fields, 6 key flex fields which are related to HRMS and payroll. Then we have to specify this business group belongs to which country and which currency. That's all. Okay, this information, these 3 fields are optional, it's not mandatory to enter. Okay, then say okay. Say okay and click on again okay. Filling all the information, then say okay, then click on okay. Now system will ask us to confirm that you want to save or not. Yes, we want to save it, right? Do you want to save the changes we made? Say yes, our business group will be ready. Okay, done. So this is how we have to create the business group. Simple. How to create? We give the name, location, provide the classification, and from others set business group info. Again, as a business group info, what information we are setting, that also should remember. Okay, because we just there is a reason why we should remember. You know that. Okay, done. Now, what is the next step? As we discussed, this business group we have to assign to all responsibilities by using these 3 profile options, right? But reality, this profile option is enough to assign the business group to all responsibilities, but these are not exactly to assign the business group to responsibility, but the point is totally different. We'll discuss when we are working on the respective future. Okay, for now you treat, okay, but you don't take it as that is a final statement, that again will be overriding the statement whatever we are discussing now. The now current statement is okay, with the help of these 3 profile options we can assign business group to all response. This is statement. Later this same statement will override, will do some changes. Okay, so but reality, we can assign the business group to any responsibility with the help of HR business group. These 2 are not to assign BZ to any responsibility, something else. What that exactly, when we reach that stage we'll discuss and we'll make it very clear. For now you take this. Okay, let's go and assign the business group to all the responsibility one by one. From where you can assign anything, anything to assignments, where you can do from assignments, system administrator, anything you want to assign, you know, like we assign the primary ledger, we set the profile option called as HR user type, right? The same way, if you want to assign the business group to any responsibility, you have to go to sysadmin responsibility only. Let's go and do from there. Okay, fine. Switch to sysadmin. So profile. Okay, fine. Now here select responsibility. So these are the responsibilities. Follow the same sequence how system is displaying. The first one is accounts payable. Select by using which profile options? These 3, right? Now here we have one logic. If you set this first, then okay. Next you may set this or this. Finally you have to set this 3, right? One by one you have to set. Instead of setting this profile option, instead of going with this profile option first, if you go with this profile option, when you assign this profile option to any responsibility, automatically system will set this profile option. Automatically, if you assign BZ to any responsibility with the help of MO security profile option, automatically system will assign HR business group profile options also to the same responsibility. Now we'll go and see that. Now what we'll do, which sequence will follow? First we'll set up MO security profile option. Okay, then it will work properly. So just profile option name is MO colon security. Okay, this is the format they given. You can select from LOV. If you know the name, you can type like this. Space. This is the exact format they given. MO colon space. Okay, security profile. Then click on find. Click on find. So here is our responsible, right? Here we have to select what? Here we have to select business group. Whatever we select here we call as profile value. That's it. Then so we are selecting business group. Call free India business group. Save it. Fine. Now the same we have to repeat for all, right? Or else you can go and check it. Okay, we discussed. If you set this profile option, automatically system will be setting other profile option also, right? We'll go and verify. If you want to verify, okay, it's clear, right? You've taken right these points. If you want to verify how many profile options are assigned to any responsibility, how to check? The same navigation, profile system. So you want to verify for which responsibility? You want to verify for which responsibility? Accounts payable. I'm selecting the same responsibility. By default, all the checkboxes are enabled, right? Once you select responsibility, system will be enabling responsibility. Okay, before that, by default, you can see site and profile with no values. These two checkboxes you can see as enabled. If you want to verify for this responsibility, how many profile options are already assigned? If you want to see that, you uncheck these two checkboxes. Disable site, disable profile with no values. Please do it. Take these points. Okay. Disable site, then disable profile with no values checkbox. Okay. So what we have to disable? Site checkbox and profile with no values. These two you have to disable. Don't disable responsibility also. Okay, done. Now just click on find. If you click on find, you can see all the profile options which are assigned to this responsibility. Just click on find. See? Okay. I said wrong. It's not like MO security profile, HR security profile. Okay, I just taken wrong one. So not this one. Just now we'll set it up. Anyway, this also we have to set. Anyway, we already done. Now what I'll do is how to assign. Just I'll select the same. Call free. Anyway, this also second one also we set up. Just now what I'll do is not MO security profile, that is HR security profile. I just taken wrong way. HR security profile. If you assign HR security profile to any responsibility, automatic system will assign HR business group. Okay, HR business group, not MO security profile you have to assign. Okay, HR security profile. Okay, profile option name is HR security profile. Here you can assign select your business group. Now anyway, we know like as of now how many profile options we assign to these payables? Total? Count from beginning. 3. HR user type,
MO security.
MO security profile, HR security profile. But we are discussing the point, if you assign business group to responsibility by using HR security profile, automatically system will assign the profile option called as HR business group. We will go and verify now. Close it. How to check? Profile system and responsible name is call free, and uncheck site and profile with no values, then click on right. So HR business group also assigned, right? How? Because of HR security profile. Okay, if you go with the sequence, first you will assign HR business group, then next you have to, anyway you have to set up HR business group. But if you go with this sequence, first HR security profile, then you don't need to set HR business group. Okay, this is the point just you have to understand. Done. Anyway, we assign to payables, we will assign to other. So shift page up, use shift page up, so that this form will be open. Now here enable site and profile with no values also. Select next responsibility. Next one is receivables. Select receivables. Then which profile option? Yes, HR colon space security profile. Then click on find and select your business group. Same process we have to repeat for all. Okay. If you want to check, you can check for this now. Receivables, uncheck site and uncheck profile with no values, click on find. You will see HR business group also. Okay, this is what we have to understand. Okay. Anyway, for all the responses, again we have to set MO security profile also, right? That we'll do later. Okay, first we'll go ahead with this profile options too. So then next, all free cash management. The profile option name is HR security profile. Click on find, then select, save it. Shift page up, change responsible. That's it, right? All free fixed assets. Save it. Shift page up. General ledger. Select, save it. Shift page up. After general ledger, we have human resources. Inventory. Order management. Shift page up. Purchasing. Done. Okay, total how many we have to assign? Three profile options, right? So we assign this HR security profile, automatically system assign HR business group also. Now only one profile option is left, that is MO security. Already for payables we assigned, right? From receivables we'll go and assign this. Payables already we assigned. From receivables you have to assign. Here name is MO security profile. Here are business group. You can see this is a business group name only, right?
Yes.
In reality that is not. That is the reason we have to understand later, but for now you treat it as a business group because name is same, right? That's it. Later we'll understand detail level. For now you treat it as a business group only. Cash management. Fixed assets. Okay. The other options, site and all, those are different things which you have to understand. First let's do in this way, and in upcoming sessions I'll explain levels on that. because what level we are assigning this profile value at responsible level, and we have some other levels called as user, application, site. There is separate purpose why they given, that will be discussing, but primarily this is how we'll be just using. And when in which scenario we can go with the site and all, we'll discuss, but you don't practice with other things, you go with the same process. Okay, follow the same process. So we're done with the general ledger. Sources. What we completed? General ledger. It's there. Oh, here also we already done with this. Inventory. Yep. Inventory. Inventory we can select. So finally purchasing. Yes. Okay. Now what is the next step? So assigned. So create period type. Let's go and create. We know how to create it. Simple task will complete all these things. So to create period type, from where we have to do? GL. Let's switch to GL. What is the navigation to create the period type? Setup. Setup. Financials, calendars, types. Okay, this is the navigation. Give the name as, simply you can write as normally monthly and all, that would be enough. But here just I'll prefix with everything with a call. When you're working, you don't need to write, when you're writing the period type, the company name and all, not required. Just write as a monthly. That's enough. And periods per year. So it's monthly, 12, and let's go with some adjusting periods. We'll go with the 13. This is definitely, we will sit with the client and we'll be interacting, and which is how to interact and what to interact, that we'll discuss detail level when we are just working on real time related concepts. Okay, but now just this is all about 13 we are selecting. So since we are going to create for India, we have to select year type as fiscal. Select fiscal. You may write the description if you want to write. Then save it. Anytime you can change the period type, but not number of periods and the year type. The system, whatever you create, whatever you are creating, okay, or else anybody is creating, you can go and check it. Who created also you can verify. See here in the system, here we have a help. I open this form. I want to know who created this record. Means through which user and when. I want to know all those information. In that case, what you can do is you can select the record, go to help and say record history. You can see the information. Who created? Call free user is created. When they created? In so and so date at so and so time. And this period type information will be stored in the database in particular table, right? Which table you can see here? Table name GL period types. Updated by call free only, because you can see the date and time accordingly. You can understand there is no update, but the same creation date only system is giving. You created. If somebody is going to change, easily system will be capturing here, so that easily you can identify who did the changes and you can speak to them. Okay, So system login terminal, that's a different thing. So okay, this is how you can find out. And if you want to know the version of this application, you can click on help and you can say about Oracle applications. If you click on that, what is the version of this application, you can understand. You can see not only application, database version and other information also you can understand. Just click on about Oracle applications. Here it will give the complete information. So RDBMS database version is 11.1.0.7.0. Simply we call as 11G. Database version is 11G, 11 grid. And our application version is 12.1.3, 12.1.3. Simply we call as 12.1.3. 12.1.3 general usage is 12.1.3 we call. Okay, that's it. So this is all the information that these and all related to some technical. Okay, technical related information, not required, just for information how to find which version currently we are using and what is the version of database and all. Okay, when we get into the project definitely we'll come to know, but how to check within the system. Okay, that's some other points, we'll keep discussing all those. Done. So okay, done. Then just close it. Now we'll go and create the accounting calendar. Create accounting calendar. Same navigation, function is different. Setup, financials, calendars, accounting. So here you can give the calendar name. So here also we should not write any company name. So it should be very generic. Say you can write the name as calendar 13 or else accounting 13. Means accounting calendar both are same, right? So that's how you can write. But here just for our identification, because we have a number of calendars in the system, right? I'll write as a call free 13. I'll write the name in this way. Okay, this is enable security and all separate feature. This and these two are separate features. Okay, that will be discussing as part of GL. Okay, again we discussed, right, how many type of flex fields we have. Flex fields, two types. What are those? Key and descriptive. Key already we have seen. To create our chart of accounts we use the key on. Descriptive, how you can find. So here you can see, but creation will be from different place. We'll define that. We'll be working on that also. But descriptive flex fields you can find like this. Key flex fields are specific to application. Those are application specific. But descriptive flex fields (DFF) are specific to forms, right? Forms. Here you can see these are the descriptive DFFs. Here many we have, right? If you want to use this, you have to enable. Okay, how to enable and how to use we'll be discussing. If just how to enable. If once you enable, if you place the cursor inside, it will open on pop-up window. There you can add some additional information. So because related to this calendar, I want to write some test. I want to write something something whom we can contact or who is the decision maker. Something which information maybe the information which is required in the future, or something else you want to add. But here we have a limited fields, right? Name we can write and description you can write. Rest of information we know what purpose will be using. If you want to write some additional information, how to do that? No option, right? No additional field, right? That is the reason we'll enable the DFFs. The DFFs, how many fields we require, that will be specifying there. Once you place the cursor here, that will open those fields. There you can write the additional information, which will be very specific to only this form. Or else you want to write to specific period also. This is one period a year will create, right? Only for this period you want to give some specification. For that, the period wise you can enable DFF. Within that you can write some specification. Okay, that's what we have to do. But generally in calendar point of view, we don't need generally DFFs and all. But when you are doing some transactions, when you are getting a transaction in the system, there will be certain requirements where we have to track some additional information. To track additional information, when you don't have any standard fields from Oracle, only the option is DFF. In that scenarios, we'll be using the DFF. Anyway, we'll be testing. We'll understand how to enable, how to create the attributes within that, and all we'll be calling. Okay. Done. Now let's create the periods. So here we say April, period type is calendar, we have one fine, and 2017 reporting year, first quarter, number 1, first April 16, 30th April 16. Name change to 16. May shift F5, right? Shift F5. Quarter is 1. Number is second. First May 16 ends with 31st May 16. Should be 2016. Go to next row. June. Shift page up. Shift F5. Shift F5. Quarter is first quarter. Period number is 3rd. First June 16 ends with 30th June 16. 16. July. Second quarter. Fourth period and first July 16 ends with 31st July 16. Period name you should change to 16. August. And shift F5. Right. First August 16 ends with 31st August 16. It should be 16. September. Copy. This is also second quarter. 6th period. First September 16 ends with 30th September 16. Name should be September 16. October. Copy. Third quarter. 7th period. First October 16 ends with 31st October 16. November. Third quarter. 8th period. First November 16 ends with 30th November 16. December. First December 16 ends with 31st December 16. So John, copy. Fourth quarter, 10th period. First John 17, 31st John 17. Period name is same. Right? Feb. Shift F5, fourth quarter, and 11th period. First Feb 17 ends with 28th Feb 17. March, fourth quarter, 12th period. First March 17 ends with 31st March 17. Sorry, same, right?
Same.
So now adjusting period. Okay, I'll say 8 is a end of the year we do some adjustments. So I'm taking the same. 8 is a March Same quarter also, fourth quarter, 13th period. You can copy the same range and save it. Now you should enable it as a adjusting period, right? Just enable it. Enable and save. Now system will accept. Now period type is freezed. The rest of information you can change, but you cannot change the period type, which will have a control on number of periods. Now you got a requirement of 14 periods, no option. Okay, no option. Once you're done with the implementation, you should go with that only. It all required, you can speak to the Oracle, but it will create some issues and all. Okay, so when you are creating the calendar only, we should take the decision how many adjusting periods required. If you think one required, maybe better you can have two. If required, you can use it. Otherwise, leave it. It's not easy to add new segment, new number of additional periods in the mid of the process. Okay, so at the time of implementation only, we have to take the decision accordingly. It has to be created. Done. Okay, fine. Just close it. Now what is the next step? We have to create the chart of accounts. Fine. It's already 12 o'clock. Okay. We'll tomorrow we'll start at sharp 10 o'clock. Okay. We'll run for 2 hours from tomorrow for sure. So in the tomorrow session, what we'll do? We'll just see chart of accounts. We'll done up to here. This also. Yeah. We'll discuss, first we'll discuss about chart of accounts, certain things when you're working real time. Okay, real time on what base, what points we have to consider, and all these things we'll be discussing. After that, we'll see. We know how to create it, right? Just we can create that, but just we have to understand few additional points which we didn't cover at the time of initial chart of accounts definition. Okay, tomorrow first we'll discuss about few points, then we'll create, then we'll proceed with all this sequence of setups. In tomorrow session, for sure, we can just complete all these. Okay, if possible, we'll proceed with some other setups also. Otherwise, at least we can try to complete up to replicate seed data. Okay, then the basic multi-org structure will be ready. Once we're done with that, we'll go with the module specific setups, application specific setups. Okay, that we'll see in tomorrow session. Okay, thank you.